Hello, good morning. Welcome. My name is Søren Stiller Markussen, and I'm one of the best baristas in the world. I'm one of the best coffee roasters in the world. 4 times Danish champion, 1 times European champion in coffee making. I make coffee because it makes people happy, and when I was asked to have this speech about coffee, I thought that's easy, because when you serve good coffee, you see people smile. So, is it good coffee? Yes. That's good. That's very easy, huh? I also have a 1-year anniversary, it's not a coincidence that I'm placed in this backyard, because I want to have time to explain people how I brew coffee. I don't want to be on the Strøget, or whatever you want to call it here in Aarhus. We can also call it gågaden. So my passion about coffee is very important, that I facilitate coffee. And when people they come in here, they actually have a feeling of that when they drink coffee, they have an explanation of where it's from, who is brewing it, and how it's tasting. So that's important for me. Otherwise, it would be easier for me to just put up a shop on Strøget and then just make so many coffees, to earn a lot of money. I'm never going to be rich. I know that for now. So could you start a little bit about? So it's very modern nowadays to make a corporate video. So I'm just going to show a little bit about myself. So my philosophy is, why spend your day drinking shit coffee? Think about that. Why spend your day drinking shit coffee? This is the most popular coffee in the world. It's called Kubi Luwak. There's actually an animal who eats a coffee berry and shits it out of his ass. Sorry to say it. It's very direct. And it's the most exclusive coffee in the world also, because it's I think it's 200 euro per kilo when you buy the green beans, and people they drink that shit, which I don't understand, because it makes it a lot more difficult for me to make coffee here, because people they cannot understand when you have low prices, you have a high quality, and you have a qualified barista who stands here in the bar making coffee. It tricks your mind. So my point is, when you can drink great coffee every day, why don't you do that? Because it makes people happier, it makes people smile, and when you see people they run around with a kind of a to-go mug like this, in one way or another, it's a way of communicating to other people who we are, what we want, and how we want it. Otherwise, we wouldn't drink Starbucks coffee. Do you know what I mean? Do you get my point? So it's very important to have something on the cup which signals what we do and what we don't do. My philosophy is that try to make things simple, not complex. You have to have transparency. It's a very modern word nowadays, because in one way we don't want to get tricked in our mind that the thing we drink is not what we think we drink. So, as I started to say, don't drink shit coffee, because it actually tastes of shit. So, if you could do that every day, you could be more happy, and you can smile. So I love great coffee. It's not because I'm not trying to do any mind, like tricking on you when you say things continuously, repeatedly, over and over again. Great coffee, great coffee, great coffee. It's just because when I invented this word, it was so natural for me to say, "Hey, I like great coffee." It's really natural. So what's unnatural in that? Instead of saying something else. So when you drink coffee, you say, "Oh, that's a great coffee. I love great coffee." Yeah, of course I do. So that's simple. So there's 6 reasons why you should love great coffee. First of all, it's creamy, it's delicious, it has a nice aroma, and it has a great body. So of course it's natural to like great coffee. Did you find all these attributes, all these aromas in the coffee when you drink it this morning? Was it bodied? I mean, did it have a good mouthfeel? Was it creamy, not harsh, or was it soft? Okay. Was it delicious? Okay. Did it have a nice aroma? So I didn't lie. So I met your expectations. So, thank you. Also, it's a good icebreaker for a conversation. When I went to the bank to borrow money, I brought my own, this is a Chemex. So I brought this material. So I started to brew coffee to loosen up the conversation, because they only want to look at figures. I want to look what is in the cup. So I started to serve a good coffee. And it's always a good start for a good conversation, because you can always start to talk about something. If it tastes good, then you can start to talk about that. If it doesn't taste good, then you can also talk about that. So it's almost like the weather. You can talk about coffee as you can talk about the weather. So it's always a good one-way icebreaker. It's also a good first date meeting. So when you go on a date, I don't know if you date, but when you date, it's always good to start, "Hey, skal der have noget kaffe?" So in one way or another, you break the ice. So that's also good. It's like wine. When you think it's good, you can't get enough of it. That's the thing I'm actually feeling here. When people, they start to drink good coffee, they start to come back repeatedly, and then they start to also be more consciousness about what they put in your mouth, instead of just buying shit coffee. Coffee also in Denmark is like coziness. In 2008, I became number 6 in the world as a barista, and I tried to explain the judges. We have 4 sensory judges. What is coziness? Because when you enter a Danish home nowadays, you can't put your jacket off before you ask, "Do you want a cup of coffee?" So it sets in one way the atmosphere. So when you come in, if you don't like coffee, okay, that's good. I see you. And it's also the same here. You have tea? No. Okay, very good. So this is really important for me. It makes people happy when you drink coffee. I don't want to spend my day. Sometimes I can see some of you are regular customers in here. Sometimes I can be very stressed when I'm at work. We can all be that when we're busy. But I don't want to do something here which doesn't make me happy. Otherwise, I should do something else. I should take a sewing course or something like this. But it's very important for me, when you make coffee, I'm one of the best latte artists in the world. I became number 2 in 2007. And when I make patterns in the foam, people, they start to... No, that's... Oh, sorry. That's another one. People, they start to smile. They start to take picture of you, and they want to know who you are. And so in one way, you start a good conversation. And I don't know, I've never been in a business like this, where you actually start to convert in such a way that people there... I don't think I never seen somebody walking out of my door here which is not happy. So you can see when people smile when they... Have you ever experienced when you are taking coffee at a machine and the machine doesn't work? What happens? You almost fucking shit. Oh, sorry. Did you get it out? Sorry. He's a regular customer. That's why. He's happy. So maybe you can just turn off the light just for 2 seconds. This is really, really important for me, and this is why I do what I do, and this is why I can reflect the things I do here in my shop. 12 of the best baristas in the world, we won a trip to Peru. We went there on a farm for 12 days. It's not the first time I visit a farm, but that moment really, really made me happy, because this guy, he didn't have anything there. He invited us. We stayed on the farm for 6 days. There was no water. There was no electricity. We went to the river and took a shower, and in one way or another, we managed to make a cowboy coffee in a good way. And it was for me, the most happiest trip I have ever been on, because everything, there was no hanky-panky. The meat we ate in the morning, that was the pig who was, in the evening, that was the pig who was killed in the morning. So it was really, really, and this guy now, he's trying to do everything he can in his power to make great coffee. You were supposed to say that. But just look at that. Take that out of the context and then look at in a farm in nowhere, there's nothing, no electricity, and yet we have 12 of the best baristas in the world, a lot of mosquitoes, of course, but look at that picture, it says everything. And that's why I make coffee, because it makes me happy. It's amazing when you, even out there, there was nothing, and we could drink good coffee. So there's also a reason why I'm in this business. I also want to earn money, of course. Half of the population in the world, in one way or another, is related to coffee. They work with coffee in between the hands. It's the second largest raw material that, after oil, that people work with. So, of course, do you think there's something to talk about? Yes, there is. I changed my profession. I used to work as a human resource consultant for 6 years. I was sick and tired of talking about strategy, missions, values. No one did anything anyhow. In Denmark, of course. I gave up my study to dedicate myself to craftsmanship, because with my hands I can show what I do, and it makes other people happy. I aimed to be one of the best baristas in the world. Within 3 years, I became that. After that, I aimed to be one of the best roasters in the world. I also did that. So now I have created my own universe. I have a roastery, workshop, academy, and I have a coffee bar. And what is the purpose of that? Bringing people together and try to socialize, try to be more happy, try to actually bring everything down to ground zero. No, to great coffee. It's really important for me when I created this place, this workshop here. It's an ongoing workshop where everything changes all the time. I think some of you have been my regular customers. They see changes here all the time, and that's I'm not a static person because otherwise it would be very boring to stand here and serve coffee all the day. So I like to change things. So in one way, people, they have to think. They don't get, like when they get up in the morning, they, now another day. No, it's just not another day. It's a great coffee day. I will say it repeatedly so you, after you go out here, you know what I mean. And the next one. Have you ever seen an angry man? I mean, when you drink bad coffee and you drink good coffee. I made a test on IBM 3 years ago in Copenhagen, because I used to live in Copenhagen. There was around 1,000 people every day which have to drink coffee. It was in the morning, it was in the lunch and afternoon. And at the beginning, people, they never came on time. When I say on time, it's for me it's 5 minutes before you go to work or you have to start up. And people, I made a test out there. I was just observing what happened when they used the machine that they had, and when the machine was broken. You should see how people they reacted. They were irritated when they have to wait for the technician, which never came. It's out of order. There was no milk. There was shit coffee and blah blah. Very angry. So when I started to make this project, the first 2 days, it was not people they didn't hear about, but they could smell something. So the third day, when I was checking in, I had 2 or 3 people walking after me, like what are you doing? And they started to say, "Har du kaffe på kanden?" I said, "No, take it easy now. I just have to start up the machine." "Yeah, but we want coffee." Yeah, rolig. And then after a week, they started to come in earlier in the morning, took the newspaper, bought a croissant, and sat for just 2 or 3 minutes with me and drink the coffee, took the croissant and read the newspaper, and off again. And then they came at lunch, then they came in the afternoon. People from other IBM destinations, they started to book the meeting there because it was very popular. Now they knew there was good coffee. So, and it was really, really nice. So after 2 weeks, I had a lot of people running after me, "Oh, we want coffee. Yeah. So it's amazing to see how people's behavior actually can change when you drink coffee. So again, happiness. I have to do this because this is very important for me. Last year I trained the Italian barista champion, and he won his championship. I also roasted his coffee, and now a lot of people think that Italy is the best coffee country in the world. No, they don't know how to make coffee. But this guy, we almost killed each other because he didn't want to listen. He just said, "Yeah, but Søren, come on, what is the matter with you? It's coffee." No, it's not coffee. So last year he won the Italian Barista Championship. It was the second time, and it was against all odds he won, because it never happened before. An Italian Barista Champion won 2 times. He just called me last night and said, "Søren, I won again." And I was so happy because he said to me, "You changed my world." In 2010, 2011, I took him to a farm in Honduras. He had been making coffee since he was 15 years old. He never seen a coffee berry before. He never went on a farm before. And in Italy, they drink so much espresso, and he never been on a coffee farm before. Now he's one of the most and highly paid baristas in the world. because he's Italian. You can't be that in Denmark, even though I'm more qualified than he is. It's crazy, huh? But I was so happy last night. I think I was finished around 1:30 this morning to make this, but I just wanted to have this and say, that's why I make coffee. So there's also another one, if you can, this is the last one. In 2008, I was asked to make images. Can you turn up the volume? That was actually the theme about, and also the end, it makes me happy. It was really funny because this guy, or this company, they actually approached me because I just became the second in the world, and they asked me to make some images in coffee. And I used to be a confectionerist, so I draw also on sponge cake. So I brought my craftsmanship from one to another, and suddenly I was known all over the world with drawing pictures on the foam. So I make pictures which takes 1.5 minutes, as long as it takes when you make a latte. So it's also a latte is drinkable. And it was really important for me that it had to be within 1.5 minutes. Otherwise, for me, it's not something with latte art, it's art. So it took me around, for one image around 50 liters of milk, training. And then I run around for 1 month. I started to look at people's face to see if there was something just to draw. And last year, Helle Juf, she was in this panelet at Kæler Spisesalon when it opened, and I thought, oh, she talks a lot, so so I thought I make a picture of her in the foam. So during the program, I made a picture of her. I put it in front of her and say, there you go. And say, hey, oh, hey, who are you? I'm Søren. Hey, what is that? That's you. Yeah, I can see that, but what is that? It's a coffee for you. And they stopped the program for 1.5 minutes just to talk about my coffee. And it was so funny because afterwards, everyone else, they also want their drawing in a so if you come down here and you have a very characteristic face, I can draw you. If you don't, you know why. So that's my, how can I say, that's my version of happiness. I hope I met your requirements.